Okay, in this video we are going to take a look at some tips and strategies as to how to improve our infantry use in this game and get the maximum value out of that. So if you look here, we're playing the German campaign. There are three different doctrines. There's the infantry doctrine, the armored doctrine, and of course the support doctrine. Now let's go back to the infantry doctrine. There's a lot of different perks, such as grenades, faster movement, packs, grenades, TNT, grenades, mines, smoke grenade, a lot of different stuff like less damage. Officer can see hidden units, which will allow you to use your artillery. Demolition kits like anti-tank grenades, TNT, mission dependent stuff. Smoke grenades, which can hide your troops or disguise them. Yeah, there's a lot of different perks. Another perk you can do, you don't necessarily need to have that doctrine, is the piggyback doctrine, where you can call up to 4 additional soldiers and try to use them wisely. So each one of these campaigns has their own version of that. Basically, I think they're about pretty much, well, not quite the same. They're a little different, but here's the Russian one. You got the infantry doctrine, armored doctrine, and support doctrine. Of course, being we're focused on infantry perks here. You can see there's a number of different perks, and you unlock those perks by getting stars through beating missions. So the more missions you beat, or the better you do in each mission, obviously, the more stars you get. Let's take a look at the perks real quickly of the Allied campaign. And we'll just select a random thing. There's support doctrine perks. There's armored doctrine perks. And, of course, the infantry perks. Now, yeah, there's a different set of infantry perks for each one, but it's kind of cool on the different stuff that can be very helpful tactically, depending on how and where you're playing and what type of battle, what type of terrain, what's going on. You're playing offense or defense, and we'll look at that in a little more detail as we go on. Okay, one thing about infantry is you want to try to protect them. If you want to have good results anyway, is you want to try to protect them. So let's say there's a foxhole. Okay, we can take one of our special troops and stick them in there. So let's stick our rifleman in the foxhole. Command them there with the triangle button. And then if you want to protect them even more, orders, you can send them in, like, say, a house, for example. So I'm going to send all the troops inside of a house.
Yes, sir. Reporting for duty.
Well, almost all the troops. And houses can hold the number of troops, and it can sustain a decent amount of damage.
Moving, sir.
The other cool thing about having a house is if you hit the bottom right trigger and pull up your weapons wheel, you'll see we have things like smoke grenades and regular grenades, and we can always exit them to a location by pushing the left analog stick, I believe. So let's say we want to throw smoke grenades. We hold the left analog stick out, and it gives us an option to throw a smoke grenade, which we do. We push X, and they throw a smoke grenade, and that can actually help us in tight battle situations. Okay, we got a bunch of troops here, and want to talk about the medics. Now, if you have a medic and it's near your troops, when you're taking hits, they can actually revive down troops up to a certain point. So you may want to consider keeping them around if you want to keep your troops alive. But in this part, I want to talk about another tactic that I like to use, and that's called smoke grenades. So we're going to toss a smoke grenade here. And we're just going to keep tossing smoke grenades all the way through. Now let's move our troops and then throw another smoke grenade. And these smoke grenades hide our position and allow us to take out the enemy without a lot of casualties. and then we can attack the position with grenades as well, you know, by calling up the weapons wheel. And yeah, that was pretty effective at taking out the 4 enemy attackers there, or defenders in that case.
Infantry reinforcements have arrived. Fire!
The next specialty infantry I'd like to talk about are the mortar guys. As you can see, this mortar guy right here, I'm going to select him with X and call up the weapons wheel. And let's just look at the range this mortar guy has right here. He can hit anything up to, you know, within a circular radius. He has a pretty wide range of targets he can hit for you. So it's kind of cool in terms of what he can do.
Yes, sir.
So we want to have him in a good spot where he can hit everything. So let's look at what he can hit again here. So he has a decent range. So let's say there's some targets we want to take out over there. We can use him. Now, it's effective to use him either with an officer. Officers have a decent amount of range for viewing, or you can use, like, say, a tank or something. He can be used to protect it. Or if you want, you can just use a rifleman as a sacrifice to light up the target. There, so we're going to send the rifleman out. And, oh, by the way, there's a position there. Now we can start shelling it with our mortar. And maybe we should send our medic to revive this guy here. And as long as they're in view, you can you know, shell the position with the mortar and hit it with tanks. But it's nice to have the mortar for an extra weapon.
Moving, sir.
To take out enemy positions, but you gotta coordinate things right, and you want to protect. Obviously, you want to protect your mortar guys at all cost, so they can you know, help defend you here. You can see this mortar's used a few shots, and there we took out some more stuff. You know, sometimes you might want to coordinate that with smoke grenades and so forth. You got to be, you know, creative. Another tactic with our troops is to try to transport them and get them in a house or an armored place where you can unlock spots for your artillery to take them out at. So here we've got some guys in a tank, and we're going to send them in the house. We've obviously abandoned our tank. We're going to basically use our artillery, allow our long-range artillery to take out targets. While we have you know, I'd like to recover that tank. Uh-oh. Not good, not good, not good. Get their tank recovered. Anyway, putting our infantry out there allows us to target stuff. So here I got infantry in storage. So I'm going to bring them out, and just they're going to be sacrifices, but
Ready for battle.
we'll be able to use them to get the artillery going here.
On the way.
Oops. Let's see.
Waiting orders.
So let's get them going out here.
Hurry up.
Target in sight.
Yes, sir.
And hopefully we can get some into this tank
Infantry
here.
moving.
I need a medic.
Yes, sir. Reporting for duty. Fire the gun.
Try to get him anyway. Maybe that's not the best strategy, but it's one strategy that can be used when you're encountering heavy stuff. If you want to protect your valuable weapons, is you can get
Got my bandages ready.
basically take your infantry, try to get them in houses, and shell the position with your long-range artillery, which is what we have right here. Or attempt to shell, and then you can also use tanks, send those forward as well. But yeah, that's a strategy that can work here. So here I've got a bunch of people in the tank. I'm going to unload them all.
Yes, sir.
And let's see, nobody's in this repair vehicle.
Infantry ready.
I'm going to put this tank, I'm going to put one guy in the tank, and I'm going to send the rest to a house. So I'm going to send a tank to take fire, and I'm going to put this guy up close.
Supply truck ready.
And I'm going to use the supply vehicle to supply there. So, okay, tank is going to go over here. And these soldiers right here.
Yes, sir.
Gonna take one more stab over this way. Try to get them in the house.
Infantry
And
moving.
then
Affirmative.
try to illuminate some target. Oh, that didn't go very good.
Artillery.
Okay. Get in there fast. But yeah, I would try to shell. Sometimes it's better to do it one at a time. But anyway, you get the idea on the point there.
Yes.
Okay, here we've set up a defensive position, and we've got anti-tank grenades that we can throw. Basically, you have to select a trench
Waiting orders.
with a bunch of soldiers in it. You can start throwing grenades and stuff like that. So I'm going to select this trench right here, and more anti-tank grenades.
Ready, sir.
And I'm going to select this trench right here, anti-tank grenades. You can also use, not just with the soldiers, but with the tanks. Well, not, I guess you can't use it here.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Just throw grenades, regular grenades.
Ready,
So
sir.
basically, you want to put your troops in a well-armed trench, and then you can throw grenades out of it. Having the troops in a well-armed trench makes them less vulnerable to attack.
Moving.
In addition to, you know, keeping them in houses and stuff like that. Another defensive option you can use is you can actually lay tank mines.
Scouts report numerous enemy tanks coming from the north.
So I got this rifleman right here, and I can actually lay a mine right there. Tank mines can be used in defensive positions and so forth, and help you protect you from getting destroyed. So I'm going to lay another mine right there.
Infantry reporting for duty.
And this guy right here is going to lay a mine. But yeah, tank mines can be used defensively.
Any orders, sir?
To stop oncoming attacks.
Infantry reporting for duty. Any orders, sir? Infantry.
So yeah, that's another strategy you can use. In this case, there's a bunch of tanks coming at us, and we're going to lay some mines and probably get totally destroyed here.
Infantry reporting for duty. Enemy sighted. Waiting orders.
Yeah, this guy should be up in the
Infantry
tower.
on the move.
All right, smoke grenade time. Yeah, so you want to combine what you use in the with the infantry, and try to you know, get them in protected positions where they can utilize their skills. In this case, this guy's got the smoke grenades and the actual grenades as well, and he can improve our position here, our defensive position, where we're going to get slaughtered in the original setup, and we'll still probably get slaughtered, but we don't get overrun as fast in this situation. And we're still going to overrun, but if we had more troops, we could utilize like smoke grenades and stuff and try to defend them as best we could. Well, here we got a bunch of troops I didn't use. Oops. Yeah, you want to try to get your troops in defensive position, particularly houses and stuff. We see these troops right here. They were not utilized, and they are getting pretty much destroyed because of that. And yeah, not good. So try to protect your infantry at all costs if you can. Sometimes you have to go through a mission more than once to get the hang of where they're supposed to be at.
To the operation. The farm is lost, and our plans have failed.
Another valuable type of infantry soldier are the ones that
Infantry reporting for duty.
see if we have it here. Have the anti-tank. Let's see if we can find it here. Anti-tank rocket soldiers. You want to spread those out very carefully, as they can be very valuable
reporting for duty.
Actually, we can just put them in the side of
moving.
these
Truck
trenches.
reporting for duty.
They can be very valuable defensively if you are under siege or about to be under
Reporting for duty.
attack.
Yes, sir.
So what you want to do is try to obviously spread those out
Orders, sir.
where you can
Yes, sir.
where you can have a good defensive position. These, like I said, these troops are very
Any orders,
valuable, and you don't
Yes,
want
sir.
to lose them if you
Yes, sir.
can't. If you can try to avoid losing them. Let's see, we got a
Yes,
couple
sir.
more here, so we're just going to put those extra ones over here.
Infantry moving.
And yeah, you want to try to spread those anti-tank troops out because they can be very valuable, and then obviously combine them with fog,
Ready,
which
sir.
we will do
I'm ready.
in just a minute. Okay, here we've got we're under attack, and we've got our anti-tank troops in place. We've also got
Yes,
the
sir.
grenade option as well. You don't have to command the anti-tank troops to fire; they do it on their own,
Infantry moving.
which is kind of neat because they can put a monkey wrench in some offensive plans and really help your defensive structure
Yes, sir.
improve
Yes, sir.
the odds of surviving an attack like that. So,
Affirmative.
yeah, those
Waiting orders. Moving.
anti-tank weapons are very very effective. Let me get these guys out of here real quick.
Infantry
Yeah,
reporting for duty.
anti-tank or yeah, let's see. Almost had one here. The anti-tank rocket soldiers can be very effective defensively
Anti-tank
in
moving.
halting advances. So you want to protect them as much as you can. Of course, yeah, more attack. Yeah, there's more coming.
Reporting for duty. Come on.
Oh, they're attacking from here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's important. Protect your troops. Use the trenches. Try to use, certain types of grenades. They were using anti-tank grenades, and we stopped them. It's important to try to protect your troops and protect the heavy weaponry or specific weaponry the infantry has in order to improve your odds of halting advances and give you a better chance to win at this game.
Hunting for tanks. Moving.
On the way.
Anti-tank moving.
Enemy destroyed.
Hostile units.
And of course, there's another example where I had anti-tank rocket soldier in place, and it destroyed an oncoming attack right there. Another thing, if possible, you see this bunker right here. You like to try to get your troops protected in the bunker if possible.
Orders? Ready, sir.
It holds up to a certain amount of
Orders, sir?
troops, but if you can get your troops in the bunker, it's always nice to be able to do that, and that way you
Fire at the target.
you can protect some of your troops and improve your defensive position and so forth.
Infantry on the move.
And of course, always remember,
Hostile unit spotted.
try to use a combination of smoke grenades and regular grenades
Nice work,
to
people.
move your
Push
position.
forward and clear
Yeah,
out
to
the
just
tracks and
move
you
your
find a
position clear
suitable
out. So,
spot
okay, we
for
got this
our
problem
armored
right here.
cars.
Now we're going to
Machine gun
go this
moving.
way, and we're going to
Operation
use
boundaries are extended.
smoke grenades to hide what we've got, and a few more smoke grenades, and then we're going to take our troops
Infantry moving.
up and get them in position. Oh, another smoke grenade.
Shoot them.
And then we can use regular grenades.
Fire! Fire at the target. Fire!
And now we've captured Also, if you with your troops, another good thing, if you can capture heavy guns and stuff, that would be a good thing. But yeah, definitely try to work the smoke grenades and coordinate with, you know, in this case we don't have a mortar, but you want to try to coordinate as much as you can and put your troops in a position where they won't get totally overrun or totally destroyed.
Fire at the target.
That's the perfect weather for an ambush.
Yeah, that's
Be on your guard.
yeah, pretty much wraps up this video on strategies and tips.
Infantry moving.
As you can see, we've taken another gun there and try to utilize the smoke grenades. Let's get this going here. Alright, I'm going to take this one. Going to unfortify that.
Fire the gun.
And now we're going to attack this next position, of course, using smoke grenades to concealing our position, and then try to slowly advance our troops forward. But yeah, you want to be smart with how you use your troops, or they can get destroyed rather quickly. And who wants their infantry destroyed rather quickly? I certainly don't.
Fire at the target. Shoot them.
Yeah, that pretty much wraps up this video for strategies and tips. Hopefully this helped you out and give you some ideas as to how to proceed and improve your chances of winning. And of course, thank you for watching.